Welcome to Quotable Skeptic. This channel is dedicated to exploring insightful quotes from leading atheists throughout history and providing context and analysis to deepen our understanding of these ideas. Each Sunday, I upload a new video featuring a quote and explanation, so be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to stay up to date and join me on this journey. As a disabled person who struggles with speech, I use artificial intelligence voice technology to communicate my ideas and insights in my videos. Despite this challenge, I'm passionate about sharing the most interesting and insightful quotes from leading atheists throughout history. Through my videos, I aim to promote critical thinking, rational inquiry, and open-mindedness towards atheism and skepticism. Whether you're a longtime atheist or simply curious about the fascinating world of science and reason, Quotable Skeptic has something for you. So, let's begin exploring the wisdom of the ages and uncovering the insights that can help us navigate the complexities of the modern world.
We are afraid of the known and afraid of the unknown. That is our daily life, and in that there is no hope, and therefore every form of philosophy, every form of theological concept, is merely an escape from the actual reality of what is. All outward forms of change brought about by wars, revolutions, reformations, laws and ideologies have failed completely to change the basic nature of man and therefore of society. Jiddu Krishnamurti. Explanation. Jiddu Krishnamurti was an Indian philosopher, speaker. In this insightful quote, Jiddu Krishnamurti highlights the human tendency to fear both the known and the unknown. He suggests that this fear leaves us with no hope, and that we often turn to philosophy and theology as a means of escaping reality. Krishnamurti also argues that despite all the attempts to change society through wars, revolutions, laws, and ideologies, the basic nature of man remains unchanged. This quote encourages us to examine our own lives and the world around us, and to question whether our actions and beliefs are based on fear or reality. It challenges us to take responsibility for our own thoughts and actions, and to work towards true and meaningful change. Overall, this quote is a powerful reminder of the importance of self-awareness and the need to confront our fears in order to live a fulfilling and authentic life. I finally decided that I'm a creature of emotion as well as of reason. Emotionally, I am an atheist. I don't have the evidence to prove that God doesn't exist, but I strongly suspect he doesn't. That I don't want to waste my time. Isaac Asimov. Explanation. As a well-known physicist, Isaac Asimov's admission that he is an atheist is not surprising. However, what makes this quote interesting is his acknowledgement that his atheism is not solely based on reason but also on his emotions. Asimov admits that he does not have concrete evidence to disprove the existence of God, but he strongly suspects that God does not exist. He sees no reason to waste his time searching for something he believes is unlikely to be found. This quote shows that even those who are known for their scientific and logical thinking can also be influenced by their emotions and beliefs. Asimov's statement emphasizes the importance of personal convictions in shaping one's worldview, and how one's beliefs can be informed by both reason and emotion. Ultimately, the quote reveals that atheism, like any belief, is a complex combination of evidence, experience, and personal feelings. We have a choice. We have two options as human beings. We have a choice between conversation and war. That's it. Conversation and violence. And faith is a conversation stopper. Sam Harris. Explanation. Sam Harris is an American author, philosopher, neuroscientist. In this quote, Sam Harris presents a simple yet powerful idea about the choices we have as human beings. He suggests that our options boil down to two fundamental things: conversation or war. Harris argues that faith, or a belief in something without evidence or logical reasoning, can be a hindrance to conversation and ultimately lead to violence. Harris is not suggesting that faith is inherently bad, but rather that it can be a barrier to productive dialogue and conflict resolution. He encourages us to prioritize conversation and open-mindedness, as these are the tools we have to solve our differences and move forward as a society. Overall, this quote is a thought-provoking reminder of the power of conversation and the dangers of blind faith. It encourages us to engage in meaningful discussions and approach differences with an open mind and a willingness to listen. Today's religion will be the future's mythology. Both believed at one time by many, but proved wrong by the clever. Steve Crocker. Explanation. Steve Crocker, an American computer scientist who was involved in the development of the Internet. In this quote, Steve Crocker suggests that today's religions will eventually become nothing more than mythologies. He notes that both religion and mythology were once believed by many people but were ultimately proven wrong by the clever, implying that in the future, religion will also be proven wrong. The quote can be interpreted as a commentary on the power of scientific and rational thinking over faith-based belief systems. I cannot believe in a God who wants to be praised all the time. Friedrich Nietzsche. Explanation. Friedrich Nietzsche was a German philosopher, cultural critic. In this quote, Friedrich Nietzsche expresses his disbelief in a God who demands constant praise and worship from his followers. Nietzsche was a philosopher who rejected traditional religious beliefs and instead emphasized the importance of individuality, creativity, and critical thinking. He believed that blindly following religious dogma was a hindrance to personal growth and freedom, and that true fulfillment could only be achieved through self-discovery and self-creation. This quote reflects Nietzsche's critical and skeptical view towards religion, and his emphasis on the importance of individual autonomy. For my part, one cannot believe in a God who is angry with me because I do not believe in him. I cannot believe in a God who is less tolerant than I. I cannot believe in a God who has neither humor nor common sense. W. Somerset Maugham. Explanation. W. Somerset Maugham was a British playwright, novelist, and short story writer. In this quote, he expresses his disbelief in a God who would punish him for not believing in him, as he cannot conceive of a God who is less tolerant, lacks humor, or common sense than himself. This quote reflects Maugham's skeptical views on religion, and his belief that any deity worthy of worship should be more benevolent and understanding than the humans who believe in it. There are no atheists in foxholes. Isn't an argument against atheism. It's an argument against foxholes. James K. Morrow. Explanation. James K. Morrow is an American author and novelist, known for his satirical and speculative fiction works. The quote by James K. Morrow challenges the idea that there are no atheists in foxholes, which implies that people turn to faith in times of extreme danger or stress. Morrow argues that this saying is not a valid argument against atheism, but rather a reflection of fear and uncertainty. He suggests that it is unfair to judge someone's beliefs based on their behavior in extreme circumstances, and that atheists are just as capable of dealing with adversity and maintaining moral values. Overall, the quote defends atheism against common misconceptions, and highlights the importance of respecting individual beliefs and responses to stress. I brought this case because I am an atheist and this offends me. And I have the right to bring up my daughter without God being imposed into her life by her schoolteachers. Michael Nudo. Explanation. This quote is from Michael Nudo, is an American attorney, physician, and atheist activist, who is known for his legal challenges to religious references in public schools and government ceremonies. In this quote, Nudo is explaining why he brought a case to court challenging the use of the phrase, "under God," in the Pledge of Allegiance recited in public schools. Nudo, an atheist, believes that his daughter should not be forced to recite a pledge that includes a reference to God, as it goes against his beliefs and imposes religious views on his child. He argues that the separation of church and state should be maintained in public schools, and that religious views should not be imposed on children by teachers or schools. Overall, this quote can be seen as a defense of atheism and the rights of non-believers to raise their children without religious influence in public schools. Religion has actually convinced people that there's an invisible man living in the sky. George Carlin. Explanation. George Dennis Patrick Carlin was an American comedian, actor, author, and social critic. In this quote, the late comedian George Carlin is pointing out the absurdity of religious belief. He suggests that religion has been successful in convincing people that there is a deity, or invisible man, who resides in the sky. Carlin is likely making a reference to the common depiction of God as a being who exists in a heavenly realm above the earth. By using humor and irony, Carlin is challenging the idea of an all-powerful deity that cannot be seen or proven to exist. Overall, this quote can be seen as a critique of the role that religion has played in human history, particularly in terms of its ability to manipulate and control people's beliefs and behaviors. It may be considered an atheist quote as it suggests a skeptical attitude toward religious claims and the concept of God. Most sermons sound to me like commercials, but I can't make out whether God is the sponsor or the product. Mignon McLaughlin. Explanation. This quote by Mignon McLaughlin is a humorous observation about sermons in religious services. McLaughlin, an American journalist and author, suggests that sermons often feel like advertisements or commercials, but it's unclear whether God is being promoted as the sponsor of the message or if God is the product being advertised. The quote may be interpreted as a criticism of the commercialization or marketing of religion, where sermons are designed to persuade people to believe or act in certain ways rather than providing a genuine spiritual experience or connection with a higher power. Overall, the quote may be seen as a commentary on the role of religion in modern society, and the ways in which it is communicated and perceived by people.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting my channel by subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more videos. Your support means a lot to me and helps me continue creating content for you. Please leave your comments below, like the video, and share it to help spread the message. Let's keep exploring the fascinating world of atheism and skepticism together. See you next time.